relentless pace now being set by Del Toro at the front of the UAE Team Emirates lineup, and they're thinning out this group significantly. Tom Pidcock looks cool, calm and collected, as cool, calm and collected as you possibly can be on the wheel of the world champion here. Tim Whelan's third in this race, far back as 2017, and setting a relentless tempo now. Tom Pidcock has decided to go on the wheel of the Belgian rider and in front of Tadej Pogačar. Pidcock sensed that Tim Whelan's was starting to suffer a little bit, and he's decided to launch and thin this one out. Pogačar's there as well, one side of the road, and the other side it's Pidcock and Pogačar, the winners of the last three events between them, and Pidcock is working very, very hard indeed to try and hang on in the wheel. They're hoovering up riders from the early break, and Pogačar's decided to make his move in the same sector that he did 12 months ago. Everybody knows about it, everybody knows they need to try and hold the wheel, and Pidcock is absolutely frantic at this moment. Can he possibly hang on in this particularly steep sector to try and stay in with the red hot favourite as they arrive up to the other riders from the early break? And here he goes again as Tadej Pogačar stamps on the pedals, and it looks as if Tom Pidcock's going to be the only rider who can possibly stay with him at the moment.
Look at the speed they're going across these sectors up. So Pidcock, he's like glue onto the back wheel of Pogačar. I don't think there's not a lot he can do. The world champion is just continuing. He just eased back a little bit there. I thought Connor Swift was coming back, and then every little rise he puts the pressure back on. So I think Tom has got big questions now. What does he do now? Does he contribute a little bit? Because Pogačar looks definitely strong.
Oh, Pogačar's off, and the lead group have come, and that's a little bit of a carambolage as Pogačar. He looks as if he's okay, and he's back on his bike, and it looks as if it could even be his race bike. Swift gone. I was just about to say how well Connor Swift was doing to stay with Pogačar for as long as he did, down to the final 500 metres of this sector for the man up front. So it's probably about 600 metres for this man, and he's almost half the deficit, down to 19 seconds. He's on a charge here, and how much of an adrenaline surge did he get from that, from the shock of hitting the tarmac and the grass? And well, he's got the bruises and he's looking pretty battered about this one at the moment, but it's not obviously affecting his ability to press on the pedals. He's absolutely charging through this sector. He'll ramp up, make a left turn up here, and these will ease slightly in terms of the gradient. He's only got a minute on the chasers, but the advantage, look at that, the advantage of your two out front now remains over a minute and a half, despite that crash, that little flurry of excitement. Well, how much of an effort did Tadej Pogačar make there, and how much energy has Pidcock saved? Tadej Pogačar trying to recover from that crash. A really, really challenging, difficult moment for the world champion. Looked like a really, really hard accident and a hard hit to the ground there, but he's managed to get back up. not showing any ill effects from it. It doesn't seem to be affecting his performance right now, Brian, and if anything, he got a major charge, a real surge of adrenaline there, didn't he, in the way that he was able to get back to Tom Pidcock as quickly as he did. Now that he decides to launch, the body language changes. Tom Pidcock knows all about it, straight out of the saddle, and he's launching right from the beginning of this climb. It goes on for a little bit. We've got several hundred meters of this, and it's Tom Pidcock alive to the first salvo being fired. Well, it's probably the second salvo, the first of those coming with about 80k remaining on Santa Maria, and he's fighting to try and stay in here, and it looks as if Tadej Pogačar could be putting a little bit of daylight for the first time between himself and Tom Pidcock, who sits back in the saddle. But has he got enough? He continues to resist, but can he stay in there? Several bike lengths emerge, and the huge crowds are urging on both riders, but Tadej Pogačar is finally detaching himself from Tom Pidcock, and he's not going to look around again before he reaches the top of this climb. Tadej Pogačar going for glory, and Pidcock seemingly can do nothing about it. The gap almost instantly moves out to 20 seconds. Tadej Pogačar on this kind of terrain, it's only himself really that can prevent himself from winning, because it was his mistake that meant he was off his bike, but it was the little bit of luck that he needed, and I suspect some wonderful all-round fitness that he was able to sort of go into that forward roll and land as he did. A good all-round core fitness required to recover as quickly as he did from what looked as if it could have been a really bad accident.
Yeah, it's just that I think the speed has helped him. I think they'll get into that corner over 50 k's an hour, so I think just that the pure speed he went into that corner, slid out, and you know, was into kind of soft grass. But you know, when you upend yourself even in the soft grass, you come down awkwardly. You know, I was thinking, how's he not broken a collarbone up? But he bounced up very quickly, and you know, he's come here to win this race. I still believe that when he attacked initially, he thought he might go solo like he did last year.
Down to the final 3 kilometers for Tadej Pogačar in Strade Bianche. Another victory beckons, and he's going to get a sector named after him, that's for sure. Now he's going to join Fabian Cancellara in the pantheon of greats, honor the role of honour of an event which is relatively new in the history of cycling, but has already become one of the legendary races to win, one of the most important races of the season for Tadej Pogačar and for many other riders in this bunch today. Making history and giving us these remarkable and wonderful images, and for a man who's won the Tour de France on 3 occasions. He's taken 17 stage victories in France along the way. He's won no less than 4 editions of Lombardia, a couple of Liège-Bastogne-Liège. He's got the World Championship. He's won countless other bike races, including this one on 2 previous occasions. But I think this one is one he's really going to remember. And that's the final ramp at the top of Via Santa Caterina, and into the moment where he can really soak it up. Tadej Pogačar is your winner of Strade Bianche 2025.
And Tadej Pogačar's getting ready. Watch Pogačar on the right hand side. He's going to use the other quantum. The first time we come onto the cobbles, he's gone for it. Wout van Aert coming after him as well. Tadej Pogačar opens up. Where is Mathieu van der Poel? Vermeersch has gone first. Pogačar's gone after him. Wout van Aert has gone with him. Where is Mathieu van der Poel? Is that him on the inside down there, Hutch? for Mathieu van der Poel. There he is, number one on his back is the defending champion. He is ripping his way through this field. I don't know what he was doing. He must have been asleep.
He was just caught out of position. It's so hard to be in position at the bottom of all of these climbs. The roads just get narrower and narrower, and he was just squeezed you clip hard at the back.
Mads Pedersen is not holding the wheel. Mathieu van der Poel rides past Mads Pedersen. I think you're seeing the formation of what could even be the final group right now, despite the fact that there's a breakaway up the road. Tadej Pogačar leads. He's catching Connor Swift. He might have expected to see this as they came past. Look at Wout van Aert, who we thought might bounce back today. He's got one rider with him. It's Jorgensen, the American. Matteo Jorgensen sits on the wheel of Wout van Aert, who's looking good right now. They're on the Alba Quadramont, and Tadej Pogačar looks back. There's Elmar Reinders about to be reined back in. Look at the Alba Quadramont, look at the crowds. It's like cattle market alongside the Alba Quadramont. What a place to be on a day like this, the biggest day in Belgian cycling. Some would say the biggest day in world cycling. Look at it up there. Mathieu van der Poel, three-time winner of this race, riding his way potentially to becoming the greatest Tour of Flanders winner of all time if he can take his record-breaking fourth win today. But there's an awful lot of riding yet to go in the next 54 kilometres. It is Tadej Pogačar, the Tour de France champion,
still on the front,
winding this up still, isn't he?
He's been on the front since he went, and Pedersen is hanging off the back. That was an exciting climb.
Absolutely, and look at the group. Still on the front.
This
is the group you came for, folks. This is the money group. Tadej Pogačar leading Matteo Jorgensen, Wout van Aert, Mathieu van der Poel and Mads Pedersen. All there.
No one's going to give him a turn.
Watch Mathieu van der Poel, because as it's happening it doesn't really matter. Van der Poel turning it up, Tadej Pogačar going with him. Are they causing separation? It looks like Jorgensen, and Wout van Aert is on full pelt right now.
Wout van Aert having to work very hard to hang on to this. I don't think he's going to go with them.
Looking at this, they're going to really make this first ascent of the Paterberg count. Van der Poel goes over the top. That's the left-hand turn that the second time round will bring them to the road to the finish. It looks like at the moment that is Wout van Aert just latching onto the back of that group. They were caught at the start of the Paterberg. Here comes Tadej Pogačar, who's lifting up himself. He's coming close to catching the break already. This is doing damage to the group. Nielsen Paulus not enjoying this. Arben Leibens neither. Two favourites at the moment are dropping Mads Pedersen. This is being turned on by Tadej Pogačar. Mathieu van der Poel at the moment is wise to it. He's trying to hug the smoothest bit at the back, but at the moment they've shaken out Mads Pedersen. Wout van Aert's working hard. He's got Matteo Jorgensen with him there as well. Here we go, Wout van Aert going over the top and going after Mads Pedersen. Mathieu van der Poel was about to take a gel from the feed zone, hasn't got time to take it, has it in his mouth and holds it on the bars. That won't panic him.
Pogačar goes again.
World champion on the move. He's gone over the top of Stefan Kung, and look at the face of Stefan Kung, who's desperately trying to stay with him. It's too much for Mathieu van der Poel, who's going to go again himself. At some point, people are expecting these two to go clear by themselves. Tadej Pogačar is going to go again. Here we go. This time it's Wout van Aert going after him, though. The Wout van Aert fans are going to be loving this because he is looking on it today, looking for revenge maybe for what's happened this week and the preceding weeks. And here we go. Tadej Pogačar picking it up. Let's see how much his cobble riding's been improving. He's been out on the bike this week picking up KOMs whilst wrecking sectors of Paris-Roubaix. How much is his mind hutch on Paris-Roubaix in 1 week's time? Can he be so focused?
Again, we've got that lead trio away. We've got Pogačar, Van der Poel and Mads Pedersen tucked in just behind them. Three current or former world champions off on the front of this climb. on the Tour of Flanders. And again, this is the kind of the trio we keep expecting to see. They've been away as a group before and been brought back. They've gone away again. Is this the time it's going to stay?
This is the time, Berg. And we have all of the big favourites up there. There's no one out of this really today that we've been talking about as big favourites for the race. And look at our leading group right now. Looks like it, doesn't it? Pedersen's kind of hit the treacle a bit there on these cobbles of the Nieuwe Kruisberg. Decent crowd up there cheering them on, and Tadej Pogačar still looks so calm in those pink glasses. Mathieu van der Poel, it has to be said, still looks good too, but this has got shades of Milan-San Remo. This feels a little bit like the Poggio.
And Pogačar's been happy to do the lion's share of the work. He spent a lot more of the time on the front than Mathieu van der Poel, and Mats Pedersen I barely saw do a turn. So he's clearly very, very confident.
Wout van Aert's gone from that group, and he's got Jasper Stuyven going after him. I'm going to keep marking that card because I think Stuyven's got something to play in the final stages of this race. Wout van Aert goes over the top. Can you imagine the sound of the crowd in front of their Belgian hero? What a fantastic day to be out enjoying the Tour of Flanders in Belgium in the sunshine, and we've got the two best bike riders in the world right now right at the front of the race. This is the chase group. What a comeback for Wout van Aert. Now what happens from in here? I think this is a big bounce back today. Mathieu van der Poel who chased, now it's Tadej Pogačar, and they are looking like they're closing up on Wout van Aert. Watch the legs, watch the cadence of Tadej Pogačar, watch the gap back to Mats Pedersen because it's cracking open already. I think there's a little gap to Pedersen. Watch him because I think Stuyven's also in trouble, and we're going to see it. We're boiling up the two best riders in the race, and Wout van Aert is seeing them go past him. Tadej Pogačar now turning it on. What has Mathieu van der Poel got? What left? I think he's in his big gear there. He is really pressing on the pedals to try and stay with Tadej Pogačar. There's a bike length gap. Can he take more? What can Mathieu van der Poel do to stay with the world champion? It's cracking open, Hutch.
He's cracking. Pogačar is opening. I didn't think he was going to do this on the Eau de Quarmont on the last climb. I just thought it was going to be, too close to the finish for Pogačar to drop.
No, it's done. It is done. You're absolutely right, John. Mathieu van der Poel is turning squares, and Tadej Pogačar's turning silky smooth circles. Mathieu van der Poel looks back. Tadej Pogačar's riding clear. Is this it in this year's Tour of Flanders? Tadej Pogačar going for his second win, and Mathieu van der Poel vying today to become the greatest male rider in the history of this, the greatest of all one-day classics. Look at this. Look at the crowd who know it. On the Eau de Quarmont, we're not even onto the Paterberg yet. It could yet come together again in the gap in between. How easy does Tadej Pogačar look? Look at the crowd there. What a day out they've had, and they're seeing the world champion in his rainbow bands riding past them now and looking like he might be riding clear to victory, because if there is any hesitation behind now between those that chase, the day is over on the final ascent, the third and final ascent of the Eau de Quarmont. Look at that crowd, and look at Tadej Pogačar riding clear. They cannot hesitate now in this second group. This man, the Slovenian world champion Tadej Pogačar, are really swinging now. I think Jasper Stuyven is one of them. When they went over the top of the Eau de Quarmont there, he did not look good, and likewise behind in those chasing groups, the other Visma Lease bike riders not looking great either. You've got so much speed behind, and Tadej Pogačar knew that. When you're in a group with Mathieu van der Poel, Mats Pedersen, you've got guys there, despite the fact that Tadej Pogačar can sprint well, you've got guys there who are world-class sprinters, real fast men, and he had to get rid of them. At the moment, he has done exactly that. These are the final 10 kilometres of this, the 109th edition of de Ronde van Vlaanderen. And the Tour of Flanders, the classic of classics, the second monument of the year of 5. And we have a rider in the rainbow bands, the world champion skin suit. It's often said that once you have those colours on, you don't just want to wear them all year. You want to win big races in them. So you have that monument mantelpiece photo of you winning the Ronde van Vlaanderen in the World Champions bands. Getting together those two things in the same year is easy to think of, but not quite so easy to do. And Tadej Pogačar has made a career out of making certain things that are incredibly difficult look actually quite easy. With the arms in the air, he takes the crowd. The applause of Oudenaarde, and well he might. Tadej Pogačar, what a sporting superstar.
This is almost an old school look to this helmet. A little bit of a long extension to the back of the helmet. Sometimes you see almost a tracky extension at the back, just a little bit of a bubble. But Tadej Pogačar will want to make a statement today. He tried to do so yesterday. Got a bit overconfident with his drive over some of the peaks that we enjoyed in the dunes on the circuit yesterday. And then when it came to the finale, he lit up the blue touch paper far too early, and I'm afraid the skyrocket ended up as fizzing out in a car park.
Yeah, I think he was interested. He was saying that it would have been the perfect lead out had one Sebastian Milano been there, and unfortunately Milano crashed. He's okay. Milano came off about 3 or 4 Ks ago, just before they kicked up the climb. But yeah, good to see Tadej Pogačar aggressive, but he mistimed that one just a little bit, by his own admission.
Oh, in fact, just a movement. I think it's Pogačar just starting to move up now. Jovine knows what job he's got to do here. Van Eetveld likewise has got something to offer, presumably. Aina Rubio is very much still in the vanguard. He's actually 2 wheels down on Tadej Pogačar. Remarkable ride for him with 2.4 kilometres to go.
Zeksias on the front now, weaving his head from side to side, trying to keep this pace nice and high as his teammate Felix Gall looks around just to suss out who's there or thereabouts.
Finn Fisher-Black just shouldering almost the barrier at the concrete barrier in the centre to the side of the road. Look at Pogačar, however. The little trusses of hair like cue the Jaws music, looks like a shark's fin, doesn't it, sticking up out of his helmet. And in fact he's sticking to Jay Vine's wheel, who's in wheel 3 at the moment, just pulls up alongside Lenny Van Eetveld, and everyone else is starting to line up. The cream rises to the top here. The very best are going to be left here for the final test. 2 kilometres to go.
There's a big acceleration. It's Gall, I think, on the right hand side, who's tried it yesterday. It is no, it's not. Is it Gall? I think it. Or is it his teammate?
Yeah, I think it might be Seychelles. But anyway, having a quick note that he's further back. There is Tadej Pogačar. Jay Vine looks like he's a little bit second hand at the moment. Has a dip by, almost a tracky's look between his legs. On his back wheel is Tadej Pogačar, and yellow flags and whistles being issued here. 1,600 metres to go.
0.1 Ks to go. The rainbow bands lurking in second wheel.
Look how cool, calm and collected Lemon is here. His cloak still there as well. Here we go. Just check it out. 700 metres to go. Jay Vine there. Look at Pogačar. Just checks over his shoulder.
and still it is Jay Vine setting this relentless tempo.
Finally, Jay Vine goes to one side and Tadej Pogačar is here trying to roll him. Will be Van Eetveld on the sprint, but he opens up. Pogačar goes for it. The rainbow bands are there. But sensational driving by him. Oscar Onley tries for a very good finish here. He's going to get one, but the man who's going to win it is indeed Tadej Pogačar. Favourite before the day. Had to stand big and tall, and he's done exactly that. He's chopped a mountain down here with the side of his hand. That was phenomenal.
Pogačar goes early.
He has to. Ciccone goes straight with him, and I'm afraid Romero can't follow. But I've got to say, Onley can. Where is Bilbao? Not doing it at the moment. If you're hoping to tempo on a day like today, when you're dealing with an explosion that comes from the likes of Tadej Pogačar, and he is going extremely long, and look at the damage. Oh my goodness, there's riders all over this mountain. Onley's doing a spectacular job, and Ciccone has gone away for the ride as well.
Yep, 7.5
Oh,
k
and
to go.
he kicks on again.
Yeah.
He wants to go solo, leave everybody in his wake, and a wake-up call for everybody. This man has come out of the box on stellar form. He did the same thing last year. When he's riding, he's winning in the early part of the season, and quite frankly, can extend throughout the entire year. This is remarkable.
Tadej Pogačar, that first stinging attack, looked round and then leant on it again. He's a man completely in control, and you get the sense that he's got even more under the hood at the moment.
Tadej Pogačar is so explosive, and he has detonated the field.
Yeah, he looks very much in control. Takes another little look. Will just add a little bit of pace if he needs to. And what, of course, he didn't want to risk is leaving it too late, especially on a headwind climb. If you leave,
that dip,
what you don't want to do is underestimate it. It's far easier on a tailwind climb to go clear. But he's made sure he's now setting his own rhythm. Every now and again he can glance behind. He is well in control. It's only 17 seconds.
So it's three Spaniards who are working together to bridge to the Antipodean. They've still got Ciccone and Onley to catch. I don't think there's going to be any catching of Tadej Pogačar, who is in a class of his own. It's about 100 places behind this man, because he's got over half a minute now with 5 kilometres to go. The way he tempos himself, let's not forget that he's a very accomplished time trialist in his own right. It is our leader, and it is Tadej Pogačar.
Look at the speed of Tadej Pogačar as he dances on the pedals. We use that, but he is, look at that, so light of touch, but so much force, so much power being applied through that Colnago bike of his as we hone in. He's stuck it on the big rim as they roll over the top.
Here he comes, not quite in that little downhill section. It'll kick up and then carry it, and then he'll carry some of that impetus to the line. It's a bizarre thing. This is not the finish. We're into the hoarded sections. So he goes down into the dip and then kicks up to the finale. So right now he can almost look back down the mountain, think about how he's going to celebrate, to be honest.
He can coast, yeah, he can work out what's a salute as the road eases, and he visibly is eased off here. He's got it in the bag. 52 seconds cushion is going to be enough. Of course, he started the day 21 seconds in front of Josh Tarling. So it's academic now, but another emphatic victory for Tadej Pogačar in red. Such an important race as the road starts to descend.
But this is our sprint zone. This is where it's going to be sorted out for the podium. If Ivan Romero can get back on, it's anybody's game to finish the job. Goodness me, Ciccone can kick a bit, so can Bilbao when he needs to. We'll see what Romero's got left. Here is the grand finale for Tadej Pogačar to bring this in. He came here with expectations. He came here with demands. UAE Team Emirates expect this man to perform. They've got used to him delivering, but nothing is certain in cycling. It's set, it seems, for the quality and the sheer dominance of Tadej Pogačar. He owns this mountain. Quite frankly, he looks like he owns cycling at the moment. He brings the red leader's jersey home for another title, and he's going to start high-fiving the fans who are dotting the side of the road. There's teammates here as well, and he's going to turn in to the final corner, having turned in an amazing performance yet again from one of the all-time greats of our sport. Chapeau, that man.